Hi guys, it's Cindy with Pups and Crochet, and I am back here to tell you about a movie that I mentioned in the first one that is based on a true story, and you will like it. I mean, it's a good movie. It really is. And it's a true story. So that makes it even better. And the reason that I'm doing this is because we're doing 100 Days of Halloween to celebrate Manic Mama Musing. Her name is Neva. It's her Podiversary at the end. So I have to get these things done. So I am making squares. So here's my square. And I'll show you what's on it in a minute. And then at the end, after I get all 100 done, I am going to make a blanket with all these. And yes, it's going to probably look really kooky, but that's okay. It's mine. I don't care. I like being different. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so the movie is called The Burning Bed. This, I'm pretty sure it was either late 70s, early 80s that this movie was made. And it stars Farrah Fawcett, which, if you know it, flaming hair from Charlie's Angels. Yes, she played Jill. Okay, so she took over this, and I'm going to do this movie. This is based on a true story from the woman that really did this. Okay, so this is my little bed, and then here's the flames. I know it's kind of hard to see with these colors that I got on here, but I'm trying to use up all my wacky colors to make my blanket so it goes with all my neons, but those are little flames. Okay, so what this movie is this woman is married, and he was very charming and very just beautiful at the beginning, and he wooed her and slayed her and everything, and he just wanted her as his, so she got married to him. And they moved into, above the garage was an apartment. They moved in there by his parents. His parents had the house. They lived in the apartment above the garage. And after he got married, he flipped, went crazy, started hitting her all the time, beating her up, everything. He was just so mean. He was horrible. The horrible, horrible man. She would get away from him and run down into his parents' house saying, "Save me, save me. She's bleeding and everything." And they'd tell him where she was at and say, "It's your marriage. You've got to deal with it." Would not help her at all. Would not. She ended up, I think she had 3 or 4 kids at the end, because, you know, he wouldn't take no for an answer, even when she screamed and yelled and told him she didn't want to do it with him anymore. She was done. She was tired. So she started going to school, and he didn't like her. He got into a mood one day and didn't like her going to school. So he went outside and made her throw all her books because she was making real friends and stuff, and she had to make sure she was home on time. She couldn't be late. And then he didn't like her being at school because she wasn't tending to the children right. She wasn't making dinner right. She wasn't doing this right. So she took the kids down one night. He was good and drunk and knocked out on the bed. She got tired of his family. So she went downstairs, put the kids all in the car. She said, "I'll be right back. Just wait for me. I'll be right back." So she goes up. She's got a gas can. She torches the bed, lights it on fire, and she leaves. Takes the kids and goes. Now, the kids here always heard them fighting and yelling, and they'd cry because they couldn't help her, and they, just all kinds of things, and it was so bad. And then the parents took her to court. They had her arrested for murder, took her to court. As they took her to court, she's telling the whole story. about how it started, and his name was Mickey, and he started out being the best, and then he turned into this really evil man, and his parents wouldn't help her. She couldn't get away from him. He'd find her, and then he'd threaten her friends. The kids were always terrified. So as she's sitting there, the mom's sitting there staring at her like this. It's like, hey, you know you're someone crazy. You knew he was crazy. You refused to help, and you showed him where you were hiding. You knew this. So this was not a surprise. This was wrong. It's always wrong. So they go on telling the story about everything, and I won't tell you the ending. So if you ever see it, which they used to play it one time a year. They would play it for when they first started doing their protection orders and stuff like that, and helping. I mean, it came out, I think, I didn't get to see it till I was older, but it was out for a while. But it would play every year to bring awareness to violence, domestic violence. But they had to stop playing it because these women would see this movie, and then they would think there is no other way out, and they would do it. They would get taken into court, and they would say that the movie showed them what to do. And 99.1% of them all got out. So they stopped showing this movie on TV anymore. So it's sad, but it's, that happens, run. Leave. Don't wait. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. Never gets better. Never. Never, never, never. And if you have kids, especially leave. For sure. So, that is my movie. It is a true story. And if you have been able to see it, then you will understand that it is a very good movie to open people's eyes with, but you can also see the other side of where they're using it to try to get out of what they did, even though nobody could help them. But it's what it is. So that is my movie for today. And it might not be a massive horror movie, but it was definitely a horror movie for her, as I tried to explain to Robert. Because I've been watching so many horror movies. I'm getting horror movies out of my ears. Okay, so I am going to, did I already open one? I already opened one, so I got to open my next one next. So that is the end of that one. When I come back, I'm going to show you something else Robert bought, and then I will open number 6 of my trade. Yes. Okay, so I will be back. Hugs and puppy kisses, prayers if you need them, and please remember, adopt, don't shop. There are just way too many babies out there that need a home. Yes, they do. Okay, be back. Bye, guys.